Perils of the Past is a 2025 novel by Kane Williams, and it is a epic fantasy novel. There is a short list of important gods and goddesses at the start of the book, which kind of prepares you for the epic fantasyness. It is very short, though. It's not going to really prevent you from getting to the meat of the book. And throughout, though, there is some very fine artwork by Anderson Magalhaes or something like that, who also did the cover, which is really nice, I will admit. Antarna is in a precarious spot on a mountain. She has an animal companion on her person. He's green and scaly and named Enthrif. He does not speak. She also has a steel sword in a world where bone, bronze, and obsidian weapons are common. She seems to be having a test of sorts away from the temple she calls home, and she seemingly fights against a shadow. We get nice tidbits of her character, a thought of her mother from the past that's connected to a mosquito bite, a mosquito she purposely doesn't even try to swat and kill. And we also get the concept of reincarnation prevalent for the place. This comes in as memories of her past life are seemingly important at the start, with a cave and shadows again. Plato probably has some thoughts on this, but anyways, the next character we have, I would say actually, before I say this, Antarn is probably the main character in a sense, though not the only one, though definitely seems like we spend maybe more time with her than others. At least her chapters tend to be longer than the others. The next character we have, though, is Cal. He goes swimming. He has webbed digits. He woke that morning with a vision of his like seer that he works for, having his eye put out by a hot poker. But he can't really go out of his way to prevent something like this either, based off how his deity works, I guess. The magic of the world is typically present. We have madrelics, which are magical things used for spells. They're visible kind of like Spren from the Stormlight Archive, though not to everyone. So they pretty much work like mana, a little bit more of a representation, but again, not everyone can see these. The followers of magic deity get maimed for power. For example, the armless are exactly that. They're armless, which is really interesting. As the title suggests, though, we have things haunting from the past family deaths, particularly Antarna's and her past life and the evils of the Resatrium. Xanth is the third character we have a point of view from. He's more immediately connected to Cal rather than Antarna, but they do all come together in the end. The story does keep a good pace. That's kind of what I saw it advertised as, and which is something I like. It also doesn't give us much character, or at least the characters didn't really get connected to me. But maybe because of this, I'm not exactly sure. I've read shorter page stains and way shorter books, or slower page stains, or wait, actually, sorry. I've read faster page stains and way shorter works that I was more attached to in characters, so I don't think that's exactly it. While we get some feel for these characters from the actions, many move in and out of Antarna's past swiftly. I didn't get attached to them, and Antarna herself as a character I didn't really feel much for at all. Just didn't connect. I actually enjoyed the other two characters more, but they get less page time, and I also didn't exactly connect to them greatly anyways either. It gets more interesting at about the 30% mark, the different parts ebbing and flowing and how interesting they are. The world also starts getting more life breathed into it, and while it seems like it has some modern fantasy ideas with creatures, flora, magic, and terrain, some, heavy, not quite, like heavy world building, but not quite in the sense you would see in like, I don't know, 80s or 90s fantasy, typical there at least. And it's not done in any large exposition, which is good. The title of the book itself, Perils of the Past, is accurate, again, as I mentioned, and while it gets points for alliterating, it's a rather plain, forgettable title at that, and sadly the book is a little bit too, in my opinion. Well, I don't know. I got sucked in well enough to read the whole thing. I never found attachment to the characters like I would have liked. Sure, I reacted in ways similar to them sometimes, but it never gripped me, really. Even the mystery element, the fact that things are obviously not clear throughout, was particularly interesting and done well enough. Maybe the things that were supposed to make me care were rushed along with everything else, but even for its pace, not a ton happens either. In a lot of ways. It's just kind of maybe at the end of the book, I was like, okay, this is okay, pretty much. Not very noteworthy. We'll probably forget about it, give it, 5 years or more. Maybe I would have enjoyed it more in a different mood. I think some people will enjoy it more. There's a little bit of a romance that's kind of like hinted at too that I didn't really care for either. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Not bad, not great.